Greetings, brothers, and welcome back to another episode of the BlackManCan Men's Channel, a place where masculinity is affirmed and supported, where we as men go to deal with the challenges of modern day society and with our women, and most of all, a place where we can go to become the best version of ourselves. Brothers, thank you for the continued support. If this is your first time here, please watch the video until the end. Also, continue to like, share, and support, and comment, and leave ideas under the topic for me. On top of that, brothers, let me let you know this is a men's channel. So ladies, you are welcome to come here at all times. I actually recruit and ask sisters to come here. But do not go back and forth with me because I'm not going to do it. All right? That being said, also last but not least, shout out to my brother, Dr. Bernard Hodges, co-host of a famous show some of y'all might know called Critter Fixes. He's a veterinarian down in Georgia, and his show is going on season 3. Please support and watch this brother. He is a medical genius. He can fix everything from cats and dogs to snakes, bats, and rats. So that being said, brothers, we are going to hop into today's topic, which is going to be about the virtual world taking over the real world. Now, we live in a very microwave society now, and the generation before was used to things being cooked in an oven, and they were better. And what it is now is we are in such a rush for instant gratification, instant fame, and anything that comes of value usually takes time. It takes some kind of process. But I wanted to point out certain things that I believe are affecting our culture and society and are basically deteriorating us from the inside out. And be mindful of these things if you out there and you see them. All right. First one, number one, reality TV shows. Now, see, I grew up in the 90s, so if I don't know, some of y'all might remember Richard Bay, the Jerry Springer show, then it evolved to the Maury show, and then next thing you know, we had all these evening shows like the Atlanta Housewives and Tattoos Inc. and Potomac Mills, this reality TV where people who are pretty much famous for nothing, Kim Kardashians, getting on TV, acting flamboyant and foolish, and us digesting that in and thinking that that is the way of life. And it's deteriorating, especially for the sisters, especially for the brothers. The brothers out here dressing in tight jeans and looking foolish. Sisters got 2-inch eyebrows, etc. So first one I'm gonna say is reality TV shows. And the stuff we had before, Cosby Show, Different World, Living Single, certain shows like that showed us in a positive light have been taken and now have been replaced with this garbage. But we need to be mindful of that because we look at it as entertainment, but our sons and daughters look at that as real life. So be careful what you're putting around your children with these reality TV shows. Number 2, cultural conditioning. Our movies, TV shows, social media, and artists have us programmed to thinking certain looks are attractive on men and women, certain behavior is attractive, and it's not. And it has our women walking around acting flamboyant, yelling, screaming, wearing 3-inch eyebrows and long blonde wigs and etc. Has our men walking around wearing tight jeans, pocketbooks, etc. So we need to get away from the cultural conditioning and start to remind ourselves that as kings and queens, that's not the way for us to behave and look. Number 3, porn. Yes, sir. Porn and online streaming of that nature. Whether it's the porn, whether it's the what's the channel they have, women, OnlyFans, all these different things. The virtual intensity and super stimulating images make people become thinking that the partner they gonna meet is gonna fulfill this fantasy. And you know that your woman ain't gonna be hollering like these women's in the porno movie, unless you got a porn star yourself. You know that certain things ain't gonna be going down, or at least going down the same way. And it creates this insatiable expectation, not only of men, but of women as well. And we come into these relationships and it's like, yo, my girl ain't acting like Janet Jackman. She not acting like Vanessa Del Rio. So man, I don't know about her. And you might be missing out on something. So porn, I just tell y'all brothers, man, stay away from it. Really stay away from it. I mean, I've watched Pornhub. Don't make me act like the hooker with the heart of gold. But it's not really for us, brother. And it takes you away from finding real, actual love, real touch, real connection with a woman. All right? Number 5, or should I say number 4, social media. Now, social media is a great thing. This is what my platform is on. This is where y'all on. This is something that we over the last decade have been pretty much invested in. But what it does is allows everybody to be to create some kind of fantasy lifestyle that really they may not be living. And then they spend their time trying to do this and sell this concept, and it takes away from their natural human being. You ever met somebody online and met them in person? It's like, yo, that's not them. So be careful with the social media. Also, in addition to that, the online dating. The online dating ain't hitting on nothing. That's just a place for women to hit pineapple. Brother, you are better served going somewhere and meeting women rather than trying to get on Tinder, get on Plenty of Fish, or the rest of these sites, man. It's all trash for y'all. And it really validates women. It validates women in the aspect that like they can just swipe, and you got 50 guys, and she's not even cute. She got 50 guys in a DM. And brother, you out there trying to find one person. So it's not really the right form, online dating. So online dating and porn, stay away from. Number 5, plastic surgery instead of working out. I'm seeing more and more commonly that women are getting these, what they call BBLs, Brazilian butt lifts. And it looks so unnatural. The thigh meat, the butt that doesn't line up, you can tell. And hey, some guys may like that. Most genuine men are not into that because they know it's fake. I mean, one thing, you can kind of pull off the fake breast, but the fake butt is very difficult, ladies. And fellas ain't really into that. So it also goes back to what I'm talking about, which is you're taking the shortcut. Instead of going to the gym, you're trying to go somewhere and get your body made up. And what happens is it falls to pieces. And it's not long lasting. So stay away from the plastic surgery. Work on your body. Put in the work. Number 6, love bombing. Now, this is something all too often that people do in relationships, both men and women, but we're going to speak on the women sometimes. Hey, you know how it is, brother. You need to be mindful when you're looking into that. In order to build a relationship, you got to see consistency in a person. You can't have somebody who comes into the relationship the first few weeks and is just treating you with so much love and affection and treating you so good. And by the time you find out, it's too late because you tried to commit and be girlfriend or get into a long-term relationship. Vet people first, because the love bombing is a famous technique people do, which is give you a representative of themselves. And then by the time you find out what the real deal is, you sit here like, man, the first 3 weeks I had one person, 3 months later, I see a totally different person. So watch out for love bombing and vet people. Love ain't in no microwave. You gotta build it. You gotta put energy and time into it. Last but not least, fast food. Brothers, we out here eating the wrong stuff, man, instead of making and getting home cooked meals. Sisters out there giving their children McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King instead of home cooked meals. That's why people are so much bigger. That's why our health is in such decay, is because we're eating all this animal meat all the time. We're eating garbage instead of going home and getting a home cooked meal. So to recap, we are dealing with 1, reality TV shows. Everybody's out here acting a fool. And, I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, they're displaying us a certain way and we're not that kind of person. Well, you know what? Whenever there's a supply, there has to be a demand. So if sisters think they're not that way or brothers think they're not that way, then you need to stop watching it, because obviously somebody is watching it because the shows are keep getting renewed. All right. Number 2, cultural condition. The movies, the TV shows, social media, and artists are programming us to think that certain looks and behavior are masculine. Having a pocketbook ain't masculine, okay? I saw Spike Lee at the Garden with a pocketbook. Yo, that's not super tight jeans cutting off all circulation. That's not masculine. Feminine is not 3-inch eyelashes, and etc. So watch out for the cultural condition. I could make a whole video on cultural condition in and of itself, but watch out for things like that. Number 3, porn and online dating and streaming. All right. These are things where we get a hyper intense visual, and what happens is it takes away our social interaction. It takes away our ability to build something and to actually date and meet real people. And brothers, it is totally not good for you. All right. Being on porn all day is an addiction, like gambling, like drugs, like alcohol. Avoid it. Try to avoid it as much as possible. All right. Number 4, social media. Everyone can create their own fantasy online, and this may not be their real life. You got people out here in Thailand who are on elephants one day. For all you know, they could not be able to pay their rent the next day. So don't go by people's social media stuff all the time. Number 5, plastic surgery over working out. People are finding that, they can do the BBL, they can do different things to their body. Brothers are now starting to get wigs glued on their head, which I find crazy. All these things instead of putting in the work. Brother, you can go get some Rogaine. You can put in the work early. You can go to the gym. And brother, I ain't never heard no woman giving a man lumbar covers just because of his hair anyway. I'm bald-headed. I ain't never had a problem meeting women. So keep that in mind. Number 6, love bombing. When a person comes to you in the initial stage of the relationship, they're showing you the representative. And sometimes that's not who they really are. So vet people, give them time to show you who they are, at least 3 to 6 months before you think of taking things to another level. Because a person will come to you and love you and be affectionate and giving you sex and everything like that. 3 weeks later, they talking crazy to you. Last but not least, fast food. We got to stop eating all the trash, quick meals, giving that to our children, and start getting back to home-cooked meals, organic food, grapes and food with seeds in it, and taking care of our bodies, because you are what you eat. You are what you consume, all right? With that being said, brothers, thank you as always for checking in. As I said, this is your host, Frederick Harper, a.k.a. The Messenger, and I will be continuing to put this work up here for us on a daily basis. I try to get a video in a day, if not 5 times a week. But continue to subscribe, like, check out the channel. Brothers, be blessed. Everybody, get the work in, all right? Don't try to escape the process. That's what this is all about, putting the work in. That being said, brothers, stay blessed, stay safe, and remember, the black man can. And if you ain't know, you better ask somebody. Be safe.